our very first pilot episode of Everyday Extraordinary. My name is Heather Patenaude, and I am so excited to be here with you. Thank you so much for catching the replay. I know some of you will catch the replay on Instagram or Facebook, or you're going to catch it on YouTube. So welcome to our very first pilot episode. I'm thrilled to be here, and I look forward so much to get to know you guys and for you guys to get to know me and to hear like my vision and my heart and my purpose behind why I'm doing this and why I'm very excited about it. So thank you all of you guys for your support. For those of you who know me, I do appreciate it. But today, I just want to talk a little bit about like my vision, my purpose, and my why for doing this Heather Patenaude website and for doing this Everyday Extraordinary every week, doing these every week. I'm so very excited to be starting to do these every week. Now, I was hoping to have balloons behind me, big red and teal balloons, but in our area, we are having a helium shortage. I have never heard of this before, but we have a helium shortage. So sorry, no balloons this week. Hopefully someday I'll have balloons here to celebrate this pilot episode. We'll just celebrate it later, right? If you are just joining and you have not been to heatherpatenaude.com, make sure you head over to my website when this is over and take the quiz. There's a great quiz there, and it's really going to give you guys some great tools. I've created some really fantastic tools for you guys to use to create a little bit of extraordinary in your life. And so make sure you head over to heatherpatenaude.com after you watch the video. So let's talk about why I am doing this and what is my vision and purpose for doing this. 5 years ago, I stumbled into being a business owner, and I discovered how much I love to help people have practical steps for achieving the things that they want to do in their life, whether it's in motherhood or in business or in starting a business or in their college career, or if they want to, be a blogger, or if they want to own a coffee shop or start an online coaching business. I love helping people have really practical steps to get from point A to point B. I think oftentimes we have these visions, we have this dream, we have these ideas for where we want to go in life or what we want to create in our marriage or what we want to create in parenting, and we don't quite know the steps or the sequence to get there. So when I started my business, I discovered that I have a passion and a love for helping connect people to solutions that get them where they want to go. And I sat on doing something like this for probably a year and a half, wanting to kind of create some type of platform where I could share my coaching heart for other people. And so thus, this is born every Tuesday, 2:00 right here, Everyday Extraordinary. And I am looking forward so much to helping you guys. So why is a purpose, why is a vision important? As lately, my husband and I have been deep cleaning our house. Now, I don't have Netflix and I haven't been watching Marie Kondo. I haven't watched it. I get the concept of the show, but I haven't watched it. But we decided to do a deep purge of our house and kind of rearrange some things in our house and create some different spaces in our house to function as we move to now having teenagers in our home. And as I was cleaning out this cabinet, I found 2 pieces of paper that were shoved in this cabinet years ago that they were the vision and the goals and our desires for our kids and our marriage before we even had children. So we will be married 16 years this summer. And when we first got married, we sat down and we wrote out our vision and our goals for, emotional, spiritual, financial, and physical, where we wanted to go as parents. We didn't even have kids. I thought I was going to have all girls. I have all boys. But we wrote these things down. What do we want to do spiritually? What do we want to do physically? What are things that we want to do emotionally and financially with our family? And so writing this down 15 years ago, I found the list. And I took it to my husband and I said, look at how many of those things we've actually accomplished because we set forth this vision and this goal for having a very much intentionality with our family. And I see my mom is on my live stream. And so that's how I was raised. My parents would sit down every year or so, and they would evaluate their year-long goals. They would evaluate 5 years and 10 years. Like, where do they want to be? And I think that doing that exercise helps you think about where are you going in your life, and then what steps do you need to get there? And as I looked over this list, I told John, my husband, I said, we didn't even read this every month, and it wasn't posted anywhere. But because we had kind of said, these are the things we're working towards, we continued to implement those things into our family life as we had kids and as life got busy. And I am very much a proponent of finding your purpose and your vision and why you want to do something. So in this process of cleaning out our house, I'm currently at my office. This will probably be the only episode at this office because we are moving my office home. But we have this room in our house, which was the playroom. When our kids were little, it was a playroom. We had big shelving units in there, and we had a bookcase in there, and the kids would play in there, and that's where all their toys went. Well, as they've grown up and as they've entered teenage years, we don't have nearly as many toys in our house as we used to. So that room has become completely the junk room. And I know some of you can totally relate to me. You have a room in your house where stuff just gets shoved. You don't really know where to put it. And so you put it in a space that has no purpose. So this room was very much purposeless. It had no purpose. And so everything about that room was messy all the time. All the time. I would clean it up and it would get messy right away because we had no system of keeping it clean and no purpose for that room. And as we've been deep cleaning our house, I told my husband, I said, unless we have a purpose for this room, it will continue to catch all the junk of our house. Unless we have a set purpose for what the room's going to become, there's no reason to clean it out because we're just going to keep throwing junk in there. And as soon as we decided to move my office from where I am currently to my home office, which is where I'll be hopefully next week, it was instantly I knew how to make it happen to get it ready for it. So I ripped up carpet and I was painting walls. And as I was I literally woke up at 5:30 in the morning to start working because I was so excited. But as I was ripping up carpet and painting my walls, I thought, this is just how it is in marriage or life or business, that when you capture what your vision is, what your goals are, and what your why is, why are we cleaning this room out, you have the motivation and the fuel to make that happen. So when you know the purpose of what you're supposed to do, or maybe where you're supposed to head in the next 5 to 10 years, that's what gives you the motivation to make it happen, because now you know why you're doing it. When I was doing that, my light bulbs, I was like, this is just like life. When you know why you're doing something, it gives you that motivation and that fuel and that passion to make it happen. And I feel like that is in parenting or in marriage or in business, knowing your purpose. And what's funny is I knew I was going to be talking about this on our launch episode. And the last 2 days I've had 2 separate conversations with folks who are looking to discover their why and their vision and their purpose. And it was so fun. I was talking to one this morning on Chat Messenger, and she's someone who I coach in my business, and she said, this is my why. This is why I'm doing this. And it was very generic, and it was very broad strokes of why she's doing it. And I said, well, why is that important to you? And so she responded, and I said, well, why is that important to you? And as we kept going, it was probably back and forth for about 35 or 40 minutes. She finally sends me something, this long paragraph, and she's like, I'm sobbing because I finally discovered that deeper reason why I'm doing this and what the purpose is. And so when we discover that in ourselves and in our for our future and where we want to go, or for our business, or for our marriage, or for life, when we discover that, it gives us that fuel and that passion to make it happen. And so the other conversation I had was with another gal who's looking to create a vision for herself in the next 5 or 10 years. And as I was listening to her talk, I realized in her mind, she was thinking, well, people my age don't do that, or this isn't what most people expect of me. They expect me to do X, Y, and Z. And I said, well, what do you want? Where do you feel like you're being called? Where is your purpose? Where is your vision? And sometimes to create extraordinary things in our life, we have to step outside of what other people think we should be doing and do what we know we've been called and what our vision and our purpose for our life is. And that's really where I get excited. And that's really what fuels me and gets me motivated and puts wind in my sails and makes me stay up late thinking about it. It's because I love helping people unlock that in their lives, because I see like the freedom on the other side of that, of really discovering your purpose and passion and kind of living it and not being afraid to live it. And that's really what I want to create here on our Tuesday coaching calls. Whether you catch me live or you watch a replay on Instagram or on YouTube or on Facebook, that really is my heart and where I see us going over the next few weeks. I've got it all scheduled out all the way through summer because I'm such a planner. I know exactly what we're going to be talking about, and I really am going to hopefully help connect you to some really simple steps to get where you want to go once you've discovered your why and your passion. If you're interested in working with me in my business, you can schedule a discovery call. I'm going to drop the link in the comments here, and you can schedule a 15-minute discovery call. See if my business is something that you would be interested in joining. And then once you do that, I will send you a form and kind of get to know you a little bit before we chat. But also you can head over to heatherpatenaude.com and take that quiz and get some really valuable tools to get you started on finding out kind of what is your why, what is your purpose, and what is your vision. So I appreciate all of you who have jumped on live and have joined me. I look forward to conversations with you. I look forward to getting to know you better. I look forward to hearing your heart for creating extraordinary things in your life and what that looks like for you. Because here's the thing, it's not going to look the same for any of us. And I think so often we think, well, if it's extraordinary, it has to look like this. I totally don't believe there's a one-size-fits-all model for this. I believe it's going to look different based on your gifts, your talents, and your strengths that you've been given individually and uniquely. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate you hopping on, and I so look forward to getting to know you guys in the future. Thanks for joining.